A very good evening, friend, and in this video we are going to design a new applications where the user can log in with the Firebase email, mobile, and the Google Mail, so Gmail, like obviously. So for that I'm creating a new applications, calling it as a Firebase application. Okay, so in this video we'll learn how the user can log in with the help. So first I got this my view, that is main activity.java, which is being made by default. So let me have some arrangement here. This is text view is not at all required. So first let me just put one image view so that we can identify this one, and with the help of image, this is one image which I have already downloaded and stored in my drawable folder. So I just place it so that you can understand that this is the layout for our main activity.xml. And yes, so this is it now. Okay, let me just try to arrange it. So this arrangement is done. Now I'm creating another activity, and that is the empty activity. In this activity we will just have those features like the login. So this I'm calling it as login register or simply login activity. This is my second activity. First activity, remember, is main activity, and second one is the login activity. Now I'm inside the login activity, and this is our login XML. So here what do we need? Right now it should have one button that if you press on that button, then the um, login process will be initialized. So this is one button where I'm going to put a text, another button for logout, that when user is already logged into the system, then how we can log that user out by clicking this button. So it has just two buttons, one is login and one is logout, and we are into the login.xml. This is the text view. Now you see that I change the text on this button and I make it as login, and this one as log out. Okay, now we need to make some function for that, so that if someone clicks on that button, then those functions. So Android on click, and its name is login what should be the good name? Login process. Okay, now click on this button, then it asks you whether you want to create this function inside this login.java. So yes, and I do the same thing for this logout button also, and this one is logout process. So again, click on this bulb and then it's a create function. So these two functions are created inside the login activity. Now I'm coming back into the main activity.java, and there I have to start, but before that we have to create one application on the Firebase, and then we have to link it. So this is our main activity. Okay, now I'm trying to go into the tools, Firebase, and then the Firebase assistant comes up, and then from here just to click on this authentication, and then the click on this connect to Firebase. Okay, so now it says that whether you want to create a new application. Yes, I want to create a new application, and then I want that application to be added into my app. So click on this add Firebase application to your app, and when you click on, then the needed dependencies will be added to your build module here, accept changes. So if you just click on them, then the Android Studio is preparing your application and adding all the required dependencies, and after some times everything will be done. So now here you see that it's kind of ready with little warnings. Those are not important warnings, and if they are important, we'll check them out. Click on the this real-time database also and accept changes here. So email authentication and login and along with this real time. So first I'm going back to my Google browser and then I'll start my Firebase application to check whether the application is really created. Now this one down, the Firebase application has been created, and so I click on this and try to proceed further so that my application start getting. So now this is what you see, that it is Firebase application, it's ready. Click on authentication and then here you find that there are set to sign up methods. Many sign in methods are there, email, password. First let me start this one and make it enable and then save it. So I have enabled the email and the password, and all the requisite and the important functionality will be added by Android Studio to our project. So now I go back to the Firebase console there and get started for Android because I'm working on Android. And then here you can find the instructions are given. If you want to go through, you can go through, and then the required dependency you have to copy from the class path and this one. But the Google already adds, like the Google no sorry, this Android Studio already adds all these informations. Only you have to make them ready for the update, and if certain dependencies are missing, then you can just copy from here and paste it inside your Gradle build and module and the application. So this one you see as Google services, and this is 4.3.3. Now I'm coming back to my applications. I start my Gradle script and then I go to the build Gradle module app, oh sorry, project app first, and then inside this you see that already these dependencies and class paths have been added by Android Studio. Now coming back to the build Gradle module app, and then there you see that just if you go, yeah, so these are the apply plugin. So for that you can add these plugins there inside this, the build Gradle and this module. So here I just added this and now sync now. So all these dependencies will start working. Some of them might be outdated, so in that condition also our application may ask you to update to the proper version, suggesting even also that which particular version right now is required. So here you see that okay, so I want to paste my one. Okay, it's already, this one is there, it's plugin Google services. Okay, and then we have the Firebase auth and the Firebase database all added 16.0.5, and then this I have to change it because it needs to be com.android application. Yes, so this one is ready now. Sync now again. Okay, so this one now here see say 19.3.2 is required, and then if you click on this button you can change it directly to 19.3.2. here also you can do the same thing, or manually you can just remove it and make it now suggesting that instead of 6.04 19.4.0 is required, so the 19.4.0. so this is done. Sync now again. Okay, so some more dependencies may be required, and then whenever they require I'll come here in the paste them, don't worry about that. And if you want to read more about them you can go on to that, and everything is finally explained. Since I have done already and I have to make this video trying to make it short and robust, that's why I'm not wasting my time on that. So here also I need to change my version, so it's from 4.3.3, and this one should also be something like 3.5. I think it's fine. There's no warning for that. It means it's okay. 3.5.4. now you see there's no warning. Sync now, and then everything is fine. So if the Firebase auth dot get instance, like when the system logs in, then the first main activity, because it's launcher activity, then first it checks whether there is some user. So Firebase auth dot get instance dot get current user. If it's equal to null, means there is no current user, then what will happen? So what we need to represent user the login system, like the where he can write something. So I create one intent for that. Intent equal to new intent this comma. Now remember, your environment or your runtime environment is now checking this. So when there is no user, then this login activity will be called, and then I just press start activity and then pass this intent. So start activity and then I pass intent and then finish, because if the user presses the back button, then also it should not make any problem. So just finish it here, this job is done. Else if user is not there, it means user is there is some user which is currently logged into the system, then you find that in Firebase auth.get instance.get current user, and then you need the information for that user, so you can take the get ID token true. So here you can receive the information of the user which is currently logged into the system, and then add success listener, means the application have found a user which is already logged into the system. Right now we'll just make one tag, and then with the use of logcat we'll try to see that what kind of information we get from there. So the public static final string, and I name it as tag. Just normally provide the name of the activity, that is main activity. Okay, so now it's fine. Now here I have to just simply run my log.d, and this is the function where the some error or some problem is there we can get on the terminal. So the tag comma, so this is red, it means it should be string. Now get token result dot get token, this is done. Now the first one is string, so I think I forgot to write string there. Okay, so the public static final, and there it should be a string, capital S, string, normal string. Final means it cannot be changed, as you already know. So okay, so log.d tag get token result dot get token, this we have done. And remember, we are inside the main activity which checks if there is some user, like if firebase.get instance.get current user equal to null, then the login activity class will be that activity will be called, otherwise you'll get information into the log.dt. Now you need one listener, like which one check whether the login, so auth state listener is called. So first let me implement this Firebase auth state listener, and then override one functions from here, that is on state change, like when the user is logged out, so the state changes, so we need to be informed so that we can ask him to come back into the system or whatever. But because we need to keep track on that who is currently logged in, who is currently using our system. So here because this is the on start and on stop, these are the normal default methods associated with every activity. So on start, when the activity is started, at that time the Firebase auth dot get instance dot, when on the start, add auth state listener to check whether the state has been changed or not, and when it is stopped, then also you have to check. So but here we need remove, not the add one. So the remove auth state listener, but when activity is stopped, this listener will be stopped. When activity is started, then this listener will come into the action. Now I go into this overridden function, which is on auth state change, and then again I create some conditions like if Firebase auth dot get instance dot get current user not equal to null, means the listener have found that there is some user. Then what do we need? So we start another activity, and that is intent equal to new intent, and here I need to uh, make this one login dot activity dot class. Okay, and then start activity and then pass intent and then just return from here or finish it. So we can return also, so that's return. Okay, otherwise Firebase auth dot get instance dot get current user dot get id token and make it true. Yes, dot add on success listener, like if it is successful, if the listener finds that, uh, then the new on success listener you pass inside the bracket, and then you say that's a get token results we have to find, then put semicolon here and then go inside the on success function, and then again I'll run another log function, that is log.d, and there is tag comma um, get token result dot get token dot, it's fine. So we'll get the token and print the token here inside the logd, that's also fine. So all the token associated with the token result we will print into this logd. It's okay, no problem with that. So now we come back into login activity. What will happen here, that now you see that already we have created two functions, login process and the logout process. Inside the login process, when the user tries to get in, then we need certain tags and certain, okay, so I'm getting bored of typing, so let me copy this line and so that I can paste it there, and just only I'll change the name from the main activity to the login activity. And then I need one private number, secret number, that this number will be matched with the auth code. So I just name it as auth code and just I put a random number 1 to 1 to 1, and yes. So now this is our login activity. So inside this, now you've seen that we have the tag needs to be named as login activity, and then in the on create function, just again you have to check this auth condition, Firebase auth dot get instance dot get current user not equal to null. If it is not equal to null, then I need to start activity, and then this is a new type of activity, and this is called the intent builder. So the new intent, and this activity will be this comma login activity, or what I need, we need main activity only dot class. Okay, that's fine. So login means it's sending us back to the main activity if it is not equal to null, because main activity we are just taking it as this dot finish, because main activity we are taking it as a class which has the core information of the project where the user wants to get in. This is what the theme is. So now here I need to implement some more dependencies for the auth, and this is okay. So now I just make inside the login process one auth UI dot this dependency I added. You can just find the code, there's no problem with that. The simple dependency is there for the Firebase Android auth UI. So here I just take a list, and inside this I'm passing the auth UI dot IDP configuration provider and arrays dot as list, and the new IDP config. Then this is our system where we are trying to build. So this is all, you say email builder is there dot build, okay, and then comma, with the help of comma you can write all this, because we are just trying to get our email builder, Google builder and the phone builder. So all these will be separated one by one. So and then I'll create one intent, and that is intent equal to new intent. Here this one is the intent builder, where because the system, the Google, they have already provided us one layout where we'll have this all these buttons like auth, where the this email and the Google icon button, everything is just proper. Three buttons are there, one for email ID, one for Google, and one for phone. So here you write intent auth UI dot get instance create sign in builder. This is our sign in builder, which is already default. We are just calling it, and then you make set available providers and pass provider to this. Okay, so here provider, and then dot set always show sign in method, means all the time you will find that these methods will be shown, means three methods, and we need but right now I have only taken the email builder, just I want to make all the builders in one place. And then now here, so build and comma new AuthUI dot IDP config dot Google builder dot build, comma the third one is our phone builder. So new AuthUI dot IDP config dot phone builder dot build. Now all these three builders separated by commas inside the arrays dot as list, and then here in the set to and privacy policy URLs you pass the, you can leave it empty also. Here I'm passing the my website. Okay, we need to pass the URL, so I have my website, so I'm passing this one. You can keep it blank also, but in the real life applications when you want to make something, then you have to you cannot leave it because it has to be associated. So now I think that we are reaching to the ends, already 22 minutes. So then just watch my next video. Thank you very much. Subscribe to our channel and keep watching, because I think that I just wanted to keep the video short. If maybe we need two videos, that is fine, but you cannot make the 40 minutes video, so that's why I just try to make it a little shorter. So half part is done, and in the next part you will see that how it all works. And then here you write dot set always show sign in method, so all the time these methods will be shown, otherwise you can make them. Thank you very much, have a nice time.